Okay, so the next step in the process of the concept board, so what you should have so far is you pulled your image, you or rug, you have your inspiration pictures that you pulled for how you want the space to look and feel, the vibe that you're after. Then you should have set up a page that has your artwork, your swatches, and then your room inspiration. So that way you have it right there in front of you. Now, the next step that we're going to do, which is listed in your assignment, is you are going to choose the main piece of furniture. So whether that's your sofa, your bed, the largest piece of furniture, depending on the room that you're doing. If it's an office, it would be your desk, and you're going to start to now pull the pieces. So any accent furniture, whether it's chairs, coffee tables, side tables, pillows, rug, accessory, and we're going to start to pull together the look of the room. You want to have 10 to 15 items, including the jumping off point, which was your artwork or your rug, and you're basically going to go to whatever your favorite site is. So I happen to pulled a interior design sofa. Some furniture you can pull from the site onto your desktop or into Canva. This one, I have to take a snapshot and then it'll go onto my desktop. I wanted to show you all this program, which I have the link in Blackboard. So this is called Remove Background. And what you just do, I'm going to do it for a more complex image. So if I was to take this image here, which you can see has the whole background, and I just threw it in, it'll remove the background for me very quickly. And then you just download it and you can put it into Canva to add to your room. So what you would need to do is take it from your downloads. So if I go to my downloads, then here is that table that I did. And then you would just throw that into Canva, and now you have the image without the background, which is nice for layering items. So that would be, I'm just going to copy and paste my artwork onto this board, because now what we're going to start to do is pull together the pieces. So for example, I have my sofa, and if I wanted to just remove the background on all my images, then I would throw my sofa into the remove the background program as well. You could see it took off the background, and then I can just hit download. It'll then go into my downloads where I will take it out. I have it connected to Dropbox, so that's why it keeps asking me this. And then I would throw it into Canva. And now I have my sofa, so I would pull my sofa out. And what we want to start to do is to create the pieces so that we can see as a whole how our space is going to look. So the next thing, I have my sofa. Now I would want my area rug. So again, some you can just pull out like this one. And then I'm just going to continue to remove the background. If you're working in Photoshop, you can use Photoshop as well to remove the background. But I'm just going to, for our purposes, remove it so that the images that I put into Canva already have the background removed. And it just makes the process easier because then I don't have to worry about anything overlapping. So if I pull out my area rug, then I can position my sofa on top of it. So I'm going more for like this neutral area rug with sofa. I can turn up my rug, make it bigger. I can shift it to make it a little bit narrower. And then I have my artwork. So then if I wanted to pull out my chair, which I've already done my chair, so I'm just gonna pull that into Dropbox just to make the process go a little bit faster. So here I have my area rug. I pulled out my chair, and you can see how you start to see how this room is coming together. So the next thing, this was another rug option. So I went with the more neutral rug, but yeah, I could have pulled out this one. And the thing about creating the concept board is as you work through the process, so for example, if I wanted to see how this rug looks, I'm just going to say upload image. Okay, so this is a web image. So just note that if it comes in as a web image, you'll just have to hit save and it'll ask you to duplicate it as a TIFF. And then you will say save, and you'll want to save it as a JPEG, because the JPEG item is what you need to put into the remove background. So now you can see I removed the background on that rug. And the reason why I'm doing this is just because I want to see which one I like better, basically. So as you're working through, you can pull out different options and you can kind of look at them and see which one you like better. So in my particular case, I like the more neutral rug. I could just position this to the front so that I can look at it. And get an image of what this rug would look like if I use this one, but I like the way that the neutral rug looks, so I'm just going to delete that out. So now I have my rug, I have my chair, I have my sectional, and then you'll just work through the process. So if we're looking at this image, we might want to have poofs, we might want to have our coffee table. So we'll go through, here's a coffee table that I have pulled. And again, from different programs, you're able to pull the images out and just put them on your desktop and they'll come in as a JPEG. I do recommend just removing the background just because it makes the process easier as you're working in Canva, because it won't have the background in the way. And then you just need to make sure that you keep saying download. It'll go into your downloads. And then you'll pull the image out, throw it into Canva, and then just continue working through the process. You just have to make sure that you don't put it over another image, because then it'll replace the image that you have. So now you could start to see, I have my sofa, I have my coffee table, I have my chair. If I want to have a duplicate of that chair, I could just copy and paste, Command C, Command V. I can then click these chairs and position them to the front and just work through that process. And then I have my chair. I have a cute side table that I want to pull out. This one doesn't pull out. So what I'll do is I will just take a snapshot of it. And then again, it'll go to my desktop. I'll go to the remove background, upload the image, download it. And then you could just drag it from your download. I've been putting it on my desktop, but you can totally just drag it from your download. And then I can pull that out and I can decide, you know, which I might want to put this table next to the chair as a visual. And then maybe I want to rotate this. Oops. Or I can just delete this chair. I'm not sure, the rotate, I have to find that for you guys. But so if I just wanted to have this, so just one chair and then the table, and then we have our coffee table, and then you'll just work through the process. So here I have some pillows. So what you would do for your pillow is the same thing. Drag it out to the desktop, remove the background. So I'm actually gonna, just to make this process go faster, drag out all my pillows. I'll drag out my ottoman. And then I'll go to my remove background, upload my image. Okay, and then those two were web images, so I can't do those again. So we have our ottoman. These two are web images. So again, if it comes off as a web image, you just need to, if you're on a Mac, double click it because it needs to be a JPEG. And then you just need to save it. It'll save it as a TIFF. And then you'll say save again because we want it to be a JPEG. Same thing with this blue pillow, duplicate it as a TIFF. And then we gotta save it. And then now that we have them both duplicated as a JPEG, we can bring it into the background program to remove the background. So both of these now have no background. We're going to download those, throw those into Canva, and then I can pull those out. Again, if you put it on top of another image, it's going to replace that image. So just make sure that you're putting it on your page, but not on top of something else. And then we could take those two and we can either put them on top of our sofa to give an image of how it would look, or we can also just put it on the side here. Okay, so now we have our sofa, we have our chair, we have our table, coffee table, rug. We have another side table. I can position this to the front. And you could start to see how the space starts to come together. Then we have our ottoman that we can add in. So maybe we'll put our ottoman. Now this is what happens if you didn't remove the background. You see how it has the white, so it doesn't look as good. So I want actually the one that has the background removed. And then it just looks better because now I don't have the background. And maybe I want two of those. And then I can also I'll just show you if I wanted, I'm gonna add a chandelier. So again, some of them you can drag out, some you need to take a snapshot. So this particular one, I'm gonna take a snapshot. It'll go onto my desktop. Once it's on my desktop, I'm going to upload it into, you could either drag it in or upload it in to just make sure I'm recording, download. And then we will drag it over. And then I'll add that. And then we have our chandelier. So now we have our chandelier. And then I'm just going to show you one more, which is this console table. And I will just take a snapshot of it because it won't let me drag it out. And then it's on my desktop, I'll go to the remove background and then upload the image. My background gets removed, download it, and then drag it from my download into Canva. And then what I'm gonna do is move some things around, because what I wanna do is drag that out and then, again, don't put it on top of something else because it'll replace it. So I'm just gonna drag it out because I just wanna show it. Oops. I wanna show it on top of, with my ottomans. So I want my ottomans to kind of be nestled underneath my console table. So I can send that to the back so that these, I'll send it to the back again. Yeah, so now my ottomans are on the front, and then I can make those bigger. And you can start to see how I've created my concept board. So that is what you're going to do next. You're going to start pulling out the pieces to create, and this is again a quick concept board that I did. And just to give you another visual, this is also a concept board that was designed based off of that similar room. So you can see you can add in curtains, drapery panels, some accessories, but you just want to get the vibe of how your space is going to look. This is the space in 3D, and then this is the final space. You can see how just by pulling those elements, you'll really create a look and feel that can then be actually designed, and you'll have the 3D version of it. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, and that is the next part of the assignment.